Boy, Rosie Brown.
My dog.
What is going on? What is going on, party people? It's your boy, Coach Steed Brown, former big leaguer, former first round pick with the Kansas City Royals, helping everybody out, man. This youth baseball space, man, giving kids maximum exposure in and around the country, man, helping kids get into school. Holler at me if you need me. Listen, man. The beauty of what I do, man, over the years, man, I get to meet some really good people, man, behind the scenes, man, and um, I've been blessed to meet, my brother over here to the side of me, man, and learn all about his son. This is my first time really meeting his son, but Lawrence and I have been talking for a very long time over the probably about a year now.
Yeah.
Since about full time, right? We've been rocking and rolling, and he's helped me, certain things that I didn't know, what I'm saying, about certain things we talked about, a lot of stuff, man, showcases of various topics, man, and one of the things, man, I like about my boy over here. He always kept the 100, but I just love how it was a patience that he took when it comes to this recruiting process with his son. Obviously, his son was high level, and anyway, his son over here is locked and loaded, ready to go to Jackson State, man. So we're just gonna find out about the whole story behind the scenes, man. So, but anyway, what's going on, Lawrence? What's up, Trey? How y'all doing, man?
Good. Ready for the weekend.
Yeah, definitely.
Trey, what's good, Trey?
I'm good. I'm a trainer for our football team, so I just got home from the spring game last night.
Here you go. Now the boy the boy about to go play college baseball here. You talking about you training over for football, man?
Well, no, he's an athletic
I'm a
trainer.
Oh, athletics. Oh, you did tell
Yeah.
me that. I'm about to say, Lord, I'm about to say, boy, I'm about to smack the. What you talking about? You better get off there. That's right. All right. So, like I said, well rounded over here, man. My man over here, the train over there, the football team, and over there hitting bombs over there again. Scholarships over the D1 programs at Jackson State, man. So, but anyway, man, listen, I appreciate y'all brothers coming on here, man, and taking out the time. Like I said, I want to kind of go back to the beginning, man. Kind of explain, Dad, where y'all from, to when Trace got into ball, what made him get into baseball, and then obviously then I want to get on Trey and start talking about the recruiting thing, man. But give me the background, please.
Um, man, we kind of did it all when he was younger. So we did football, we did soccer, we did football, we did t-ball. So we started t-ball at 4. Played a little football, played a little soccer, and then I think he was about 10. And he was like, "Dad, I don't want to play these other sports no more." And as a dad who played football and baseball and track coming up, I was trying to push him to kind of do some other stuff, but he was like, "Nah, Dad, you wasting your money. If you're gonna make me go out here and play soccer, you wasting your money."
Mm.
So from then we kind of just went full speed ahead,
Mm-hmm.
basically playing baseball year round.
All right, so now he playing full, baseball around, man. So Trey, man, what's up, man? What was it about baseball, man? Was it something where Dad, played in the past? Like, what had you gravitating towards baseball, man? Except for like traditional, what we like to do is basketball and football, man. What was it about baseball, man, that garnered your attention to go full board on this, man?
Honestly, when I was younger, I was just stand out in baseball. Whenever I played baseball, it was amazing. And then football, honestly, once that contact came, it wasn't for me anymore.
Hey, hey, once you get smacked 1 or 2 times, really fast, like, you rather hit some balls over there than get smacked down with some big ass dudes. I get it, man. Smart move though. You make a lot of more money, and you ain't gonna be broken up. You a trainer, So, but good, man. So now you're excelling in baseball. You're doing your thing, man. And Dad, when did you kind of know, like, yo, my son, what I mean, I think we might have a future in this, man. You know what I'm saying? With college wise, when did that start coming around?
Uh, I would say I mean, I still say he's a late bloomer. Um, Probably about freshman year, he kind of started, showing that he had some real potential. Um, but it was a crazy thing that would always happen. Like right before the season started every year, this joker would hit like a 3-inch growth spurt. and at the beginning of the season, he would suck. Like, honestly, like his coach was like, I don't know what's wrong with your son. You need to get his eyes checked. Something's going on. And, you know, just talking to him, I'm like, dude, like you've been killing the ball all fall, been killing the ball all year. Like, what's going on? And he was just like, Dad, I can't see the ball. I'm like, what do you mean? We need to get your eyes checked. And we keep a thing in our kitchen where we measure him every so often, and come to find out between Christmas break and when baseball started in February, the joke had grown 3 inches. So that kind of tinkered with everything. But yeah, freshman year, you know, he played JV as a freshman, you know, got out there, started making some plays, and, you know, just from there, just kind of took off a little bit.
Man, that's what's up, man. So you knew, after his freshman year that, you know, we might have a chance out here, man, playing at the next level, man. So Trey, man, what was some of the, you know, but did you always feel like, you know, from playing on the field that, you know, I think I can go to the next level with this?
Well, I would say it was later for me, because I was still kind of like not thinking I would, you know, grow enough or any of that. So I was kind of waiting until freshman year was kind of when I realized, when I got out there and I started making all these plays that I'd never been able to do before. And I was like, you know, I might actually be real good at this, actually be able to play in college.
Good deal, man. So, you know, Dad, you say you're late bloomer, man. What makes you feel like, you know, I mean, just from the growth spurts that he was having, and, you know, you out there in the, you know, a hotbed in the panhandle out there in Florida, man, and you know, a lot of kids around you, you know, signing or committing 14, 15 years old over there. So what made you think he was a late bloomer and you're experiencing all these kids around, you know, Trey's age, you know, starting to commit, I'm sure, right?
I got a term I use. I call them 12-year-old MLB players. You know, they hit puberty a little bit quicker than other kids. They're 6 foot tall at 12 years old, 6 foot tall, 170 pounds at 12 years old. And he wasn't one of them kids. You know, and they smacking home runs, they, you know, throwing the ball 70 plus miles per hour at 12 years old. He wasn't one of those kids. I mean, he was a kid. He was short. he was, you know, he would still be out there playing with those same kids, but 12-year-old MLB players that were, some of them honestly, they ain't grow since they were 12 years old. A lot of kids we played with. So when you move from that small field to the big field, it kind of, a lot of them kids, like if we go back and we look at all-star pictures and stuff like that from 12-year-old all-stars on.
Where they at?
A lot of them didn't even play high school ball. Some of them didn't make they high school teams. Some of them quit playing baseball.
So them all-stars that be at 12, 13, you know, they don't know nowhere to be found when it comes to about 16 years old, huh?
Yeah, that big field separates you, because the bat gets heavier, the bases get longer, you know, and on that little field, you bobble the ball one time and you on base. Now you do that and you out by 4 steps.
So what are some of the steps that you took? So now, you know, like I said, it's a freshman year now. It's, you know, he's still small, but he's showing signs here and there. You know, what were some of the steps that you took, you know, because now it's game plan time, not, you know, time right now. Now it's like, you know, what do I need to do? So what did you do from an education standpoint? What did you do from a, you know, what do I need to do to make sure that my son gets everything he needs to potentially get to the next level? What's some of the steps that you took, you know, because now he's, you know, his freshman year, you feel like he all right?
First thing I did, because I knew physically he was kind of behind because he was a little bit smaller than everybody else, is I got him with a trainer who does speed and agility training. And when he goes in there with him, he's in there with football players, basketball players, track guys, everybody. And it kind of built up the mental side of it along with the physical side of it. So when he went to these workouts and went and competed against other kids, he was killing them because he'd been in there competing with these track guys. So Travis Norton, I got to give my guy a shout out if you're in the Tallahassee area. I might plug a few people today, but nah, Travis is
man.
He's one of the best around, like mentally, physically. like he challenges these kids from the minute they step in the gym. And it was days where early on, he shed a few tears and, but that taught him how to compete.
Facts.
Than anything else. And then, of course, we had some hitting lessons and stuff like that kind of helped him out. Kind of sad. One of my guys that was working with him early on hitting left. But he's actually assistant coach. His name's Carlton Salters. He's at UT San Antonio with their softball team. So he's a hitting coach.
Okay.
Yeah, so he was at Florida State. I knew Carlton from when he was in high school.
Okay.
But he's at UT San Antonio now. So when he got a job over there, I was kind of heartbroken.
Yeah. My dude, the head coach of baseball side is my guy. Yeah. So, all right. So you got trainers. You got hitting coaches. So now when it comes to, from a travel ball, showcase, baseball wise, what are some of the steps that you take to, did you just stay local with the local teams, or was it something that you felt the need to go to the bigger teams? Like what was your thinking when it came to that, when it comes to picking the showcase teams?
We stayed local, man.
So it works. You local. You don't need to go and chase. The big
we wasn't going to play for the C team for XYZ and pay for some other kid to play. That just wasn't. Throughout this whole process, it's a learning process of learning what organizations are good organizations, what teams just fly kids in every weekend, that kind of stuff. But we stayed local, man. And honestly, when we played some of them teams with the big names and that kind of stuff, when he was 13, 14, 15, even now, like we smacked them because we got a good core group of kids that we play with. And he's played with a lot of these kids since he was 12. So, it ain't about these big. I mean, somebody gonna get mad at me for saying that, but you ain't got to play for some national prime elite, whatever. It ain't, because a lot of them teams, you just a name. You go there. A lot of them teams go to tournaments and they and barbecue every weekend.
I love it, man. You gonna hurt some feelings out here, man. You gonna hurt some feelings out here today, man. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, I'm a big boy. I mean, it just wasn't my thing. I mean, we got some phone calls to go play for some of these teams and that kind of stuff, but it just wasn't. It wasn't in our best interest to spend $5,000 and go join XYZ, blah blah blah, prime, national, American, whatever. It just wasn't our thing.
All right. I'm gonna let you answer this. Shout out to my boy Eric out in Texas, man. So where's this kid from? I jumped on late,
Tallahassee, Florida.
All right, you got it, Eric. Tallahassee in the building. All right. So Jay Meyer says nice to hear that. And then what up, Jay Meyer? What's up, Wisconsin out there in the building? So yeah, we so you stay local, you grinded it out, man. So did you ever feel like, man, am I making the right decision? Because so now, sophomore, junior year, I know you went through that stretch, man, a little anxiety wise, you know what I'm saying? Like what what's going on school wise, or did you feel the anxiety, or did you, what were some of your thoughts and your, going out there playing the summer, when did you first started maybe getting a little love, with Trey, and kind of going from there. Matter of fact, let me ask you, Trey, since you're over there just, looking away, who was the first, letter or school or something to reach out to you, and when?
The first school I really talked to was Tuskegee. I met their coach, real great guy. Their program was great. I loved everything about it. That was the first I talked to. As far as like the whole anxiety thing, I think that kind of came around like sophomore year, where you see some of the kids I've been playing with since I was younger start committing when they are playing for these bigger teams and this and this. But then I kind of like, once we play with our local team and we play against them and beat them, it's kind of like, oh, so it's not that. It's not the talent. It's, them spending big money to go do that. So, that kind of reassured me throughout the whole process, but I kind of just had to stay patient throughout everything. With the whole recruiting process, you got to stay patient through all this. Can't get too anxious.
I mean, that's easier said than done, man. Because you know, right now you don't locked and loaded to go to Jackson State, man. But 2 years ago around this time, you seen your boys and you seen some dudes. I know we all human be like, yo, that dude, like, yo, I just did this against him. You know,
Yeah,
I did it.
it's funny
Right.
you say that, man, because you know we played against a kid, D1 kid, allegedly D1 kid, 93 from the outfield, runner 6'4". We played against that kid, and he hits a line drive up the middle, runner at second base, and the kid at second can run a little bit, but he ain't a 6'3" kid.
Right.
And the kid couldn't throw him out from the outfield. We were like, really? That kid going to play in the SEC? Like, for real? So it was like
16, whatever with a suspect arm, huh?
Yeah, we like, nah, I didn't see 94 from the outfield. So, you know, just stuff like that, man. You know how that is.
Yeah, no doubt. So now, you know, sophomore year, junior year, you starting to get, you know, a little love here and there, but from visiting schools, showcase wise, because you're playing, did you feel the need to go to the showcases? Did you feel like, you know, certain showcases were better than others? You know, talk about the showcase scene from you, you know, Lawrence?
I would say be wary of which of these showcases you actually go to. Personally, I never paid for a perfect game showcase ever.
So you got a D1 scholarship and you didn't go to a perfect game showcase?
Yeah. So, and it's just, you know, everybody has their own route. Instead of paying $700 for a perfect game showcase, I took that $700 and went and bought a nice camera so I could record him playing, and start making highlight videos and stuff like that, you know, from being in games. So we went to some local showcases. We went to some camps at a few schools, stuff like that. You know, we went to a shady showcase.
Is that the one you come out over in Jacksonville?
Yeah, I ain't gonna say where it's at, but
okay, my bad. Yeah.
It was an organization that was hosting the showcase, so we thought it was a legit showcase. And I'm not gonna lie, there were pro guys there, there were college guys there, everybody there, but he's out in the field, and he came over to the fence to tell me something. And since it was an organization that was hosting it, he actually heard the guy tell the guy with the radar gun, like, "Yo, add a few miles per hour on for our kids." So, you know, I'm sitting there watching, and this one kid, he had a nice little arm. He threw it from the outfield, and they're like, 94. I'm like, yeah, bro, he threw it 94, but he threw it over the darn backstop. Like that's extra bags. And then like when he threw from the outfield, I'm like, nah, he throws harder than that. Like I don't. But that whole showcase kind of gave me a bad vibe for some of these people that put showcases on, because just sitting there hearing him hear that as at this time he was a 17-year-old kid. You know, like that's kind of shady. Like these people took our money to basically promote their kids. They basically got us over here, and they were actually trying to steal some kids to add to their travel ball team. So,
I know you told me that, and I know from a parent I would hate it, but from a business and I remember I told you, I was like, I ain't gonna lie, like I wouldn't hate, I ain't hating on them for doing that. You know what I'm saying? Like from a business.
Yeah, but you know, if you're gonna do it straight up. Like
no doubt.
And then while we were there, like, you know, at the time, he's still a two-way kid. At the time, he still, you know, pitch a little bit and everything else.
Okay.
They were like, if you were a two-way kid and you're not throwing 90 plus, we're not gonna let you throw. So we were like, okay, guess we're gonna pack our bag and make this drive back home, because he ain't 90 plus.
Right. Wow. You listen, man. We got a couple questions coming in. Shout out to my boy Freddie Lewis, man. Southern University alum, man. Former major. You know Freddie?
Shout Fred out, the press box daiquiri shopping.
Yeah. I'll keep Mississippi boy, right? Y'all stick hard with y'all Mississippi boys. Shout out to my boy Freddie.
Fred was my cousin's roommate at Louisiana. Fred's brother Marvin was my cousin's roommate at Louisiana Tech. That's how we all know each other.
Oh, okay. All right. So shout out to Fred and listening in right now. So Fred says, what were his end of the year stats this year?
Ooh. I know I hit.
You know what? It was just in the paper yesterday. He was.
I hit 364.
He led team hitting. I think he hit like 368. On base percentage was like around 500. Only got thrown out once stealing, so he was 17 out of 18 in stolen bases.
Nice. And
I think 4 errors all season. And that's 4 errors playing a little bit everywhere. So he played second, short, third base, catcher, pitcher, a little bit everywhere. So he was all over the place.
I want to talk about that. Oof. Man, so from a position player, shout out to my boy Freddie listening. Matter of fact, we got one more question that came in, and they want to go straight for the gusto. Shout out to my boy Keith out there in Cali. All right, Keith says, why Jackson State over FAMU?
Well, I know for me, FAMU, basically with a lot of local kids, they refuse to give any money to local kids. They try to force us to use Bright Futures money, stay at home, don't live on campus, all that stuff, just to kind of keep us from using their scholarship money, stuff like that. So that kind of hurt my chances of going to FAMU.
Plus, he wanted to get the heck away from home.
Not wrong.
Ain't nothing wrong with that. All right.
We start, because he got accepted to Florida State. Which was a task all to itself. But he didn't. He was like, Dad, I need to get away from home to grow up. He was like, if my car get towed and you and Mom 10 minutes away, y'all gonna take care of it. If I'm 6 hours away from home, 7 hours away from home, 12 hours away from home, I got to figure some stuff out on my own. So,
I love that, man. So, you don't play at every damn position. It sounds like, man. So, Trey, man, what's up, man? So, what? I love it. I actually love that, man. So, before we start talking about the recruitment from Jackson State, why all the positions, and which one is your primary? Which one do you like?
Well, being real little, I was fast. So I was always playing outfield. So, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, I was always playing outfield, always good at that. So that was kind of how that started. And then, once you're 12 years old and they realize you can field the ball and throw across the infield, you playing shortstop. So I was playing shortstop throughout, being 12, 13. The 12, 13, I was playing shortstop. 14 is when I moved over the second, started playing second and third at 14. And my 14-year-old year, the catcher for our team broke his foot. And we didn't have any other catchers. So this is the catcher for our high school team and the travel team. So stepped up and became a catcher for a year. I was an interesting experience. So I've always kind of helped out catching bullpens, stuff like that throughout high school. And then this year, catcher went out with COVID and had to step up and play catcher again. So that was pretty cool. I didn't do bad, so I was pretty happy with my performance, but that was pretty cool. I kind of played catcher more towards the end of the season too, so that was cool. As far as my primary, I'm straight up middle infielder really, because that's just where I'm best at. But I can play anywhere. I'm they call me Mr. Utility down here. So
I love that though. But that's probably what attracted Jackson, any school, but Jackson State to the fact that you could play multiple positions, you fast. You know what I'm saying? So for the parents listening in, man, that's what's up. It ain't like they just pigeonhole you as short or pigeonhole you in the outfield. You play multiple positions. It shows your versatility. And now as a college, any coach, you know what I'm saying, you bring them on the team, you like, shoot, I know he can spell me here. He can, fill in here. You know what I'm saying? That's dope, man. You know what I'm saying? So congrats on that, man. So speaking on these positions, we have The question came in: can you speak on your approach was on playing infield, outfield, and catcher? Did you ever feel like you had to pick one?
Well, I mean, catcher with the whole thing freshman year, I guess I kind of had to pick that one. But otherwise, it's really just been, hey, coach, where do you need me? I got you for my entire high school career. So playing short, second, third, outfield, catcher, pitching. I've played everything except first base throughout my high school career. So I've always just kind of felt like whatever the team needs, that's what I'll do.
Wow. Love that attitude, huh? Pop, that gotta come from you, Pop. What you think, man? Huh?
Oh man, I mean, just like he said, you know, you rather play right field and sit on the bench. So
Right.
if you in the game, it don't matter where you at, long as you're in the game and you're not watching somebody else be in the game.
Right.
So, I mean, a lot of that really came from him because, matter of fact, when we were 12, he got put on a team and they had phenomenal players all over the place. And the coach was like, "Yo, you're a great middle infielder, but you playing first base on my team." So at 12, he became a primary first baseman for a loaded team because the coach was like, "Yeah, if you can play short and you can play everywhere else, you can play first base." So that whole season he played first base the whole season.
All right, Jason, I'm gonna get on your question. I wanna. He got a Jackson State commitment thing, and I want to kind of just timeline this thing over here first, man. So now it's let's fast forward, man. Senior year, all right. COVID hit now, and you know, I'm sure you know you talking to a couple of coaches, man. So, but you know, what was the game plan? You know, walking into 20, fall of 2020. 21. You know what I'm saying? What was your game plan, man? Because everything was jacked up because of COVID, man.
Well, I know one of the first things we did was go out, make a recruiting video, make sure I'm still able to get my name out there, even if I'm not playing in tournaments the entire summer. So that was a big thing we did that I'm happy I went ahead and did. I made sure I got all my fielding, hitting, fielding at every position, pitching, just to make sure, I can showcase everything I can do. Excuse me. And then afterwards, summer, because spring ball got cut off, but we did play summer ball. Played in some of the bigger tournaments, but also did a lot of tournaments that were more for like getting reps, making sure I'm still good for when the season does come back up again in the fall. So that was kind of the game plan throughout this past summer, was make sure I'm ready for the spring, make sure I'm ready for the fall, so that I can use my senior year as my year to show what I really am. Because I started off junior year real hot, started doing real good. A couple schools start talking to me, and everything gets cut off for COVID. So that was kind of what happened.
And like those tournaments he talked about, like, and this for the parents and the kids, like, whether you think, like, we played this one tournament, there's never been we played in the same tournament for like 4 years, never seen a college coach, never seen a recruiter, anybody at this tournament. But because of COVID, a coach at a D3 school just so happened to have a beach house in the town that we were playing in. And he made a couple plays out in the field, and I was walking to the concession stand, and the guy was like, "Hey man, is this your kid playing second base?" I was like, "Yeah." He was like, is he committed anywhere? I was like, "Nah, man, he ain't committed nowhere." He's like, "Well, I'm XYZ. I coach at a school nice little ways away from here. I'm really not supposed to be here, but I got a beach house. Here's my email address. Let's keep in touch." And that tournament was a 3-day tournament. That dude was out there for the next 3 days, like, checking him out. So,
all right. So, I mean, like you said, COVID time, no coach is supposed to be out there, but you're gonna sneak in and see some talent every now and then, man. That's dope. That's what this is about. So now, when did the Jackson States and everything start coming into picture? How did that communication start, and was there any schools that was really in competition with Jackson State?
I mean, Jackson State, kind of came into play from watching your show, man. We
say that again for me, please. Say that again.
So what we would do is we would watch your show together when you had coaches on, and then he would tell me after the show whether he thought he could see himself playing for that coach or not. And if it was a coach that we felt like their philosophy and everything kind of went along with what the type player he is, we would hit him up, shoot him an email, that had a link to his YouTube video that has all his recruiting stuff, test scores, GPA, all that stuff. So we reached out to probably about 10, 15 coaches strictly from your show. So that's kind of like, dude, I grew up 30 minutes from Jackson State. Jackson State was nowhere on our radar I'm being totally honest. Until we we heard Coach White. I mean, we knew they had a good program.
Right.
We heard Coach Whiteside on your show, and we were like, dang, like this brother is bringing it. Like he was like, Dad, that's like, I like this dude. Like, so we hit Coach Whiteside up, sent him the video. And then we started watching Jackson State play baseball. And once we started watching them play baseball, he was like, yeah, that's it. Like them boys, they get after.
Listen, man. I mean, listen, this is why I do what I do. Like I know you had said this in the past, man, but I it still surprised me right now when you said that and all that. But this is what I do it for. I mean, I am blessed and I'm happy. You know what I'm saying? That I had, a some little bit of part of this whole, thing, man, because for the parents that be listening in, I think it's I'm gonna toot my own. I think it's super dope that I'm able to bring on these college coaches over here, and because I become fans of certain ones, you know what I'm saying? Because I'll be like, yo, if I had a kid, I'll rock with this kid, this coach, you know what I'm saying? So I sense it from who I be interviewing. So for the parents over there that's listening in, man, this ain't stage. This is real talk. You know what I'm saying? Lawrence is a straight up dude, man. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, you reach out to Coach Whiteside. Like you said, great dude, man. And then, you reach out from the show. What happens from there, man?
He was like, hey, send me, because his senior season already started. So he was like, keep sending me, keep me updated. We'll kind of go from there. So as stuff was going on, like he had one game, he was playing short and he went crazy. Like, I see my guy Kendrick Roberts is on here now, but he has a GoPro with all of our games. In this game we playing in school up in Georgia, man, we lost the game, but he had like 5 highlights in that game from short. Send him the video, and he was like, yo, like we need to keep talking. But yeah, we just kind of kept in touch. Of course, COVID kind of in the dead period and all that stuff restricts coaches from really reaching out like they want to. So more of us reaching out to coach. During this whole last year has been us having to initiate the contact to reach out to coaches and stuff.
So you're not afraid to call or reach out to the college coach to speak on, your son's behalf, right? Because I think sometimes parents.
This is your. I mean, this is your commodity right here. Like, nice. It's D1 schools out there giving 14-year-old kids offers right now. Like a coach at LSU or some of these big schools, like they were done recruiting 2021s 2 years ago. So, you got to do what's in the best interest of you and your kid.
Listen, man. Now, did you get a chance to go out there to Jackson? And I mean, I know that's right down the block for fam. You still got your family out there though, right?
Yeah. My mom is in Vicksburg. She's 30, 45 minutes up the road. Yeah, we got to go up there and kind of check them out a little bit, and just watch if you watch them take BP, and you a baseball dude, you'll be like, yeah, that's it. Like that's how you do it.
Yeah, I know that was a big thing for me because when I was there and I was watching what they were doing during their BP, everything had a purpose, and I could clearly see exactly what they were trying to do, what every drill is doing, and I loved it because it was, playing baseball the right way.
Listen, man, and that's. I mean, this is you're pumping up a coaching staff. I wish, and I know they be on here listening from time to time. Cooper Grammer, he always chimes in from time to time, and there are a couple other JV from Alabama State from time to time will come on, and just be listening in. But this is, from a coaching standpoint. So for the coaches that may need to be listening in, this is how you essentially recruit a kid based off of how you practice. You know what I'm saying? How things are structured and go about this. Because funny you say that, because you're not the only one that said that. There's another listener of mine that was another HBCU school, and she had some choice words to say, about not, basically just being real. Was like, listen, this other school really was on her kid, but she went to the Jackson State, was playing this other school. And she was like, she saw the difference of how things were going in practice. And the kid saw it, you know what I'm saying? So he was like, yo, I'm not getting recruited heavy by this school. I'm getting recruited by this one. But look how they practicing compared to the Jackson State, man. So, you're not the only one that have said that to me. So, shout out to Whiteside for that, man. So
Whiteside and Coach Omar and Coach Hall, them boys get after it, man. I mean, watching them take BP was like, wow, like these dudes, like every rep had a purpose. From the time they got in the turtle and started hitting, every rep had a purpose. If y'all haven't watched them play, they bunt a lot. They use their speed, and them boys practice bunting probably 40, 50 reps every practice. It ain't many schools around that can say their kids bunt 40 to 50 times during practice every day. So when you see them, like they gotta play Grambling again today, because we watching Southern and Alcorn over here on the TV because the SWAC tournament's going on, but they gotta play Grambling again today. But you see them boys bunting the game, and you watch them lay down a bunt and perfect. Man, last week they They had bases loaded, and they ran a squeeze play with bases loaded. So you see them do that type stuff, like
really?
They practiced that before. It wasn't by accident.
Yeah. That because I don't even know about the bunting side, because I'm hearing my big boy and all them putting in the trees, you know what I'm saying? But I don't hear that little stuff. You see what I'm saying?
Man, they got some boys over there that run like doggone deer.
And that's what he is.
If it's in the outfield and it ain't line drive, it's out. Period.
He told me, and he said, I said, so what you looking for in the outfield? He's like, he ain't 6'5" or 6'4", 6'5" or better. We don't want him. I was like, you serious? I'm like, and see, to me, I'm thinking he trying to shut me up. Like, yeah, don't bring me no BS, But I'm like, this cat's in the league right now. Don't have no damn 6'4" runners. He was like, nah, I'm serious, D. That's all we doing. I was like, wow, okay, Lord.
Yeah, when they get on base, when them boys they run.
And like I know the first thing I was told about their whole offensive philosophy, it was, we're gonna bunt, steal, hit and run, do whatever it takes to get a runner at third with less than 2 outs. That was really the statement that got me, and I was like, yeah, that's it right there.
Listen, my boy D Brooks out in Birmingham, Alabama says, great day, fellas. First, I want to congratulate you on the opportunity to play at the next level. How would you say the quality of baseball is in the SWAC from what you have been seeing?
Well, thank you for congratulating me. Honestly, I'd never really watched the SWAC before this year, but from watching their games, seeing everything, and then now I get to see my hometown team, FAMU, is going to join the SWAC next year. It's good baseball. I mean, you see teams, you see these type teams going to regionals every year, so it's got to be good baseball, right?
I'm waiting for one of y'all. Hopefully you do it when you over there, man. I'm waiting for one of y'all break through, man. You know what I'm saying? I feel like it's right there. I was talking to Carrick when he was at Southern. I was like, yeah, one of y'all gonna break through these super regionals, man, and get to that, you know what I'm saying, that College World Series, man. So I hope that I hope that's you over there, man.
Yeah, them schools they get mad when they play a team like Jackson State, because them boys get on the bags and it's problems.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. All right. My boy Eric says this is but the statement about the 14s. See, that's crazy to me to bring kids in at 14 and offer them, not knowing where they would be. They are 18, and you may have 4 other guys better than that one guy. You know, especially I mean,
and not only that, at 14, does a kid know what he's gonna major in college at 14? So you might commit to a school that don't even have what you end up wanting to major in, and at 14, you ain't got no test scores. Your high school career just started. Like, you can't even drive yet. So committing that early is it. And the thing about baseball versus like football, once you commit in baseball, other coaches really stop calling you. It ain't like football where they gonna recruit you until the ink dry on the paper. You know, it's kind of a gentleman's agreement in baseball. So if you commit to that D1 school when your kid in 9th, 10th grade, and this other school wants to offer him, it's like, okay, whatever. Listen, and then they can't tell you how much money they're gonna give you,
right,
in 9th and 10th grade. So they might end up giving you 10%, and it's $70,000 a year to go to a school. So unless you got some pockets,
say that again, because I think a lot of people don't know that. So they hear, oh, this kid committed and all of that, but that needs to be said.
It's cool. It's cool to commit.
Again, man.
It's cool to commit. It's cool to do it for the gram and everything else. But baseball don't get full scholarships. So if you ain't got no grades to go get you some academic money, then you don't even know what you're committing to. It ain't like football where they just hand you a full scholarship and hand you a stipend every month and everything else. And without your test scores and everything else, then a lot of these baseball kids come out of college in debt.
Facts. Look. It's coming in fast. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, we so what was it, 14 when y'all went to the showcase at Valdosta? Yeah, we went to a showcase up at Valdosta. It was a team showcase we went to up at Valdosta State. And like, they talked to the parents, they talked to the players, and the coach was like, straight up, he's like, look, if you don't have a 3.2 grade point average or better, I can't recruit you. He said, because if you got less than a 3.2, I'm gonna have to worry about you going to class. I'm gonna have to work. I'm gonna have to chase you around the whole time. And he was like, I'm not here to babysit you. And if you ain't got a 3.2, I can't get you no academic money. So, my wife's an educator, so we he been on it. We stay on him about his grades. We really don't have to, but we stay on him about his grades and making sure he had test scores that were attractive to these schools.
And listen, I mean, say that because I remember that's the first thing that I think you text me or posted something about those. And for me, for what I do, I help kids get this. I love that. My eyes perk up like, oh, this is easy right here. You know what I'm saying? So talk about what he had, GPA and all of that.
I'll let him brag. I'll let him.
Please. Trey, and I want you to, not including your mother, because I know a lot of mothers that highly educated or educators and dad on them and all that, and they still don't get the good grades. So talk about the importance of good grades. What was your GPA and why it was so important to you? You know what I'm saying, to get good grades.
Well, I mean, playing baseball, grades are everything really, because you're not gonna get that full scholarship like you said. But I know it's always been important. Keep your grades up. Don't get yourself in trouble. All that stuff. I growing up in this house, I'm not really allowed to do any of that. So, that's how that was. So I've always been focused on school, stuff like that. And then, as far as my final GPA, I think I ended with 4.4, something like that. And then I had a 30 on the ACT. Well, I had 2 30s on the ACT, and then a 1340 on my SAT.
You hear that? You hear? So time out. So talk about the importance of that when it comes to Jackson State. So now they see this kid with a high GPA, high SAT scores, right? So they may not necessarily have, all this athletic money, you know what I'm saying? Which most schools in period as a 2021, but they see this kid with the grades and he can play. Can you talk further than that? Because I'm sure Whiteside, was like, yo, come on, you know what I mean, with your grade, right? Basically,
that was one of the big things because they were like, oh, you can get the presidential scholarship here. That'll help cover just about everything you got for school. So that was a big thing for me. And then, also when you have good scores like that, you can sit there and say that and have people go, what? Like, get to surprise them with that. But I know it wasn't just my parents. It was a personal thing too, because I kind of starting freshman year, I made it my mission to not have to pay for my undergrad education. So
time out. My boy over here said, "How old were you when you thought of this, man?"
I was a freshman. I was 14.
My boy out there, 14 years old, said, "I know what baseball is over here, right? I know that they don't give full rides over here. How I'm gonna help my parents out at 14?" He said, "I'm gonna kill it with these grades." He ain't wait till sophomore, junior year, most of them do, to try to get it all together. He said, as a freshman, came with a game plan and said, "Listen, this is how I'm gonna get into school and help my parents out. I'm gonna kill it with these grades, man." You know what I'm saying? That it ain't. Sometimes different athletes will say different things, and you kind of see where and why they're ending up where they're going. You know what I'm saying? So kudos to you, young man, for even thinking like that. I thought like that, but it was like, yo, this is my way out. Let me go ahead and like get this scholarship. I wasn't thinking 4 point. I was just like, yo, let me just handle myself with these grades, get what I needed to get, to just get my numbers right. You over there like, nah, I'm gonna go get this full academic ride if I have to over there 4.0 as a 14-year-old, man. So listen, man, I hope everybody, that's a bar right there. You know what I mean?
Bars.
Right. That's just like, listen, at 14. This is a question that came in. I meant to, when I told you, I was like, I wanted to hold off and wait. But Jason from Chi-Town said, how long between the offer from Jackson State did you have to commit?
Well, for me, I mean, if I'm gonna be honest with you, I wanted to commit on the spot, but I also kind of had some other academic stuff. So I was actually waiting on my decision from Vanderbilt to see whether or not I got into Vanderbilt before I committed or not. So I kind of waited on that, and then after that, that's when I made my decision. So that was about 3 weeks.
About 3 weeks.
Yeah, it was about 3 weeks after I got the offer. So yeah.
And we let them know, like, yo, like, we're waiting. Like, Vanderbilt is his dream school. If he gets into Vanderbilt, and get some good academic money, he's probably gonna go to Vandy because that's been his dream school. So
did you worry about playing time and everything like that, Dad?
For what? For Vandy?
Yeah.
He wasn't gonna play ball at Vandy. That's what, like, parents got to be real with their kids. Like, so yeah, Vanderbilt is they number 1, number 2 team in the country. Like, they've been done recruiting 2021s forever.
Facts.
They see kids like him all the time that got good grades and stuff at Vanderbilt.
Facts.
But as far as playing ball at Vandy, I don't think he would have played much at Vandy. Probably wouldn't have got them to even call us back.
All right. Daniel said, tell that kid I live 5 minutes from J State. I'm gonna be on his ass from time to time, or he should have chose my school, Alcorn State.
So you want me to tell you about Alcorn?
Okay.
My mom graduated from Alcorn. My dad graduated from Alcorn. My cousins were twin drum majors at Alcorn. My aunt was a Golden Girl at Alcorn. Like, Alcorn is down the street from Vicksburg, so yeah, we know Alcorn. But if you look at Alcorn's baseball team versus Jack State's baseball team, it's kind of.
Was Alcorn in the mix or what?
Somewhat. Somewhat, but watching Jack State smack them 30-6, kind of, Yeah, they scored 22 runs in the top of the 7th inning when they played them early in the season. kind of like, I don't know if I want to.
Yeah, that made that decision easier.
I don't know if I want to be on the wrong end of that.
Right, Lord have mercy. Okay, I was about to say.
My mom is like, look, I'll wear blue and white during baseball season, but I ain't wearing blue and white during football season.
I know, cause y'all rivals over there. I know that's your rival, right? You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I always hear I'm in Memphis, all them it'd be Alcorn and Jackson State, you know what I'm saying? Alums up there be talking junk to each other. I didn't realize they were, rivals like that, man. But all right. Eric says a few more questions, man. I appreciate y'all time, man. We got Eric says, can you talk about that in terms of waiting on the decision from Vanderbilt? Or are you in a position where you would have decided to try and walk on because Vanderbilt is such a good school and would have been okay giving up baseball? I have gone through this with my son as well.
Well, I know for me, I was kind of like, honestly, I was starting to lose my hope for being able to make sure I played D1 ball necessarily, before the whole Jackson State offer and all that stuff came in. So I was kind of already thinking about having to give up baseball to make sure I went to a good school. So I was already kind of thinking that way. And then, Jackson State comes up. I'm, going crazy because I'm so happy about that one. And I kind of waited on Vanderbilt to see if I got into Vanderbilt. That was kind of a whole process, just waiting on that. And then I kind of told myself that I would go to Alcorn if not Alcorn. I would go to Vanderbilt if I had gotten in. And I mean, I was also still thinking about playing baseball. So I mean, I probably if I'd gotten into Vanderbilt, I probably would have just went ahead and went to Vanderbilt. But
really,
yeah,
nah, everything works out for a reason. Yeah. All right. Eric says, every time I bring that scenario to my son, he says, forget it. I would just go to a JUCO and transfer if I have to.
Hey, right. JUCO ball around here is something serious. It's JUCO teams in the pan that'll smack some of these D1 schools.
Yeah,
I hear a lot of people be down in JUCO baseball, but the Panhandle Conference is they serious. I mean, if you go look at Chipola, Northwest Florida, Gulf Coast, like they will legit smack some D1 teams with they lineups.
Let me see here. Yeah, I know Chipola. I know they be balling out. Matter of fact, my boy's son. What would you say? No, is it Northwest? I don't know.
Northwest.
Yeah, don't let me lie to you. I can't. There's one of them out there. I gotta remember, but he played in the league with me. But his son is out there. Herman said, my son likes PV, but he has been looking at Jackson State. What do you feel is the pros? The pros of Jackson State. What are some of the pros?
Well, I know for me, obviously, baseball team's amazing. They went undefeated in conference this year, so of course they beaten all them teams. That was pretty cool.
That is impressive.
I also, with me, academic kid, I was always, how are their academics there? Seeing how many like their graduation rate, things like that. So that was another big factor for me. And another thing is, like I said, I was an athletic trainer for the football team. That's kind of what I want my future career to be. So seeing, Dion being the football coach there, that could also help me in my future too, with that being the career I want to go into. If I do the program there to become an athletic trainer, things like that.
That's dope, man. So I love the, how important was it to, actually kind of, go on the campus and get a feel for it, Trey? I know Dad has been on the campus before, like growing up not too far and over there. I know he done been to his fair share of games and watching them, what they call the dancing dog, what they call the
The J sets.
The J sets, yes indeed. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, for you, how important was it to get on the campus before you made the decision and all that to kind of get a feel?
Well, obviously, when we went to campus, first thing I wanted to see was a baseball field. So we went there to make sure we saw that first. Kind of got to see, you know, some of the parts of the campus. You know, go buy some merch for the from the campus store, things like that. And then another thing that kind of, you know, caught my eye was a lot of security, you know, them making sure everything is safe there. And I was like, you know, we kind of asked them what's going on. They're like, you know, ever since he got here, you know, they're making sure everything's safe around here, making sure everything's good. Who's he?
He's like that man on that poster over there.
That was another thing that caught my eye was them making sure, you know, everybody on campus is safe, everybody on campus is good, you know, make sure everything's you know, good for everybody that's going to the school. So that was another thing.
Man, cool, man. I love it, man. Let me see if I got.
A man said the SWAC freshman of the year. That kid can ball, bro.
Who was? Is that the big boy?
6'7", first base. Bernard Brown. We saw him. We thought he was a basketball player at first. And we were like,
dang. His brother's a basketball player, right?
Yeah, his brother played. His brother was in the Final Four at the University of Michigan.
Yeah, I try to get the mom to come on. She think I don't forgot about her, but they were just finishing the Final Four when I talked to her in Indianapolis. Yeah. I'm gonna reach out to her. She gonna get. I'm gonna try to get on there. But yeah, we listen, man. Just trying to make sure I get on.
Said Cookman gonna rule the SWAC from day one. Come on, man. Cookman ain't even in the SWAC till July 1st.
I heard fair share of stuff going on with Bethune myself, though. You know what I mean? Coach Hernandez is a good dude, man, but I've been hearing, you know, I don't know. I don't want to talk any bad, you know, put any bad stuff out there, man. But you know, let's just hope I hope y'all out there banging away against each other, you know, next year, man.
Yeah, well, and then actually one of his teammates committed to FAMU, so they had their signing day together. So
yeah, I saw that. That was a great picture, man. Y'all grew up together.
He get to compete against a couple of his teammates actually, because
well, I'll be complete. I'll play against one of my teammates from my school, but the local travel team we play on. There's two other kids that are going to be playing at FAMU too, so that's pretty cool.
And Arjun will be there too.
And Arjun, yeah. So
do you think? I mean, I think that's. I'm gonna go on a limb. I just think it's location. You know what I'm saying? You in Florida and in Tallahassee, but I think that's super dope that you got a Legion ball team. That y'all got what? How many? You just named 4 or 5 D1 dudes. You know what I'm saying, right? How many D1 dudes?
Yeah, we got four or five. Yeah, but we also have on that same team, you got 3 or 4 going to JUCOs, things like that. So that's
we ain't no ordinary Legion team. We ain't just. I mean, yeah, it's like I say, we go to these perfect game. We went to some perfect game tournaments last summer, and they saw us as they saw an American Legion team, and they was like, you know, they kind of gave us kind of side eye, but you know, when the game was over in 5 innings, they was like, who is these dudes?
That's impressive, man. To have 4 or 5 D1s and the JUCO kids. Legion ball, man. Like I said, I've been hearing this the last 2-3 weeks. I just, you know, from doing this, I be thinking Legion ball is a wrap. Like nobody do Legion ball like that no more, man. But
if you're on Twitter, follow the Post 70 team up in Alabama, man. They got a roster with like 30 dudes on their team. They got like 15 POs. Like they will smack some of these elite American prime whatever. They would smack some of them dudes.
Wow. Okay. Well, learning something, man. Like I said, I'm learning, man. So listen, this is what I want to do. I want to make sure these questions and everything, man. I appreciate y'all coming on. So Trey and Dad, I always have my guests before we end. I want them, you know, I want both of y'all to have your own separate message, man, to give. You know, Trey, I want you to, you know, think about that kid that may be a 14, 15-year-old kid or uncommitted kid that's thinking about, you know, and, you know, obviously playing at the next level, but may not have all the offers yet, anything. So that's going to be your message. And Dad, your message is going to be to the parents over there of a potential prospect and, you know, what, you know, give that message to them. But before I do that, you know, listen, we had a change in about the Florida showcase tomorrow. So we'll be in Port Orange. I'll put that on the site now. June 2nd, we're in Little Rock, Arkansas. camp in Atlanta, all right, for 14 and under, in Douglasville. So if you have any youngsters over there, and for free recruiting advice, anything with the DB, you see the link down in the bottom, all right? So, and then the main thing, my man plugged me hardcore, man, keep watching the damn show. So my man told you, you know what I'm saying, what's going on. I'm going to go ahead and I got to go ahead and chop that up, man. You know what I'm saying? So I appreciate it. And listen, I mean, any of my followers, man, you know, like I said, Lauren's been, you know, checking me out. We've been talking on the back, man. And I was happy to hear that his boy, you know what I'm saying, committed and signed to Jackson State, man. And you know, I want to, if you've been following me, you know, I know who's been following me and rocking with me. Or if, of course, you know, I got some of my parents that are signing tomorrow at Russ College in Mississippi. I'm hoping to get them on here to show, you know, they've been in my program and followers of mine here too. You know, I want to start bringing on, you know, kids, you know, parents that, you know, show the love over here, man. You know, of you know, kids like my man over here, Trey over there, working hard and getting this opportunity to play college baseball, man. I appreciate you. Are like, well, I had JP Wheat and Nadine to come on, but so you're my second ones to kind of talk about the commitments and stuff like that. So I appreciate that. So if you're my followers, man, and you guys are committing and you want to come on, holler at me, man. So anyway, Trey, you know, I'm 15, man. I'm balling out here, man, and I ain't got too much going on over there, man. You know, what kind of message can you give these youngsters out here, man?
My first thing I would say is do everything in the classroom before you try and handle your business on the field. You know, classroom responsibilities are way more important. You know, all that, you know, oh, I'm, you know, district player of the year, all that don't matter if you can't keep the grades to get into the college and get enough good enough scholarship to be able to go there. And also, you know, just don't be stupid. If your coach tells you to do something, do it. Be respectful. You know, do what you're told to do, whether you like it or not. You know, do what you're told to do. Respect everybody. Treat everybody with respect. You'll be treated with respect. That's a big thing. You know, if you're a headache, no one wants to take you, obviously. So, you know, treat everybody with respect. Treat the game with respect, which is a really big thing. And don't get jealous. Don't get anxious. You know, of course, that's natural for that to happen, but, you know, push that down, focus on yourself. And as long as you keep bettering yourself, you'll get there. You'll get your offers. You'll make your way into college.
I love it, man. Great message. God, mature. Oh, Lord, I love it, man. Hearing young brothers out there just speaking and just talking about, man, just sounding mature, like a man out here, like he been around. But anyway, so Dad, man, you know what I'm saying? You know, matter of fact, Dad, before you go, what does it seem like some HBCUs recruit? Why does it seem? Dad, before you give this message, man, answer this question for me, please. My boy Jason said, why does it seem like some HBCUs recruit later?
Well, I think one of the main things is money. I mean, and then, you know, a lot of HBCUs recruit a lot of JUCO kids also. So, you know, just trying to weigh everything. But it could be money, you know, and then one of the things I like about a lot of the HBCUs, it might seem like they're recruiting later, but they're doing more due diligence because they can't afford to miss on the kid. You get Florida State down the road, you know, they bring in 20 kids every year. Jackson State, all these other HBCUs don't have that liberty to bring in 20 kids every year and cut them at Christmas time because they suck during the fall. So, you know, they do. I think it's more of just them doing their due diligence and making sure they got the right kids. You know, looking at the depth charts, making sure you ain't, you know, just like the young man said yesterday. You know, it was some schools that were interested, and we looked at their roster, and they got 9 middle infielders who were sophomores, freshmen and sophomores. We're like, nah, that ain't it. That wouldn't be a good decision. But yeah, I mean, they're recruiting. It might seem like it's later, but for them, that's on their schedule because HBCUs, they're not recruiting 3 and 4. A lot of them are recruiting 3 and 4 years ahead, like a lot of these D1 schools. So, you know, they can look at their roster and say, you know what, we got a second baseman, a shortstop who's a senior, and we got another kid we'll probably plug over there next year, but we need to bring in an extra middle infielder.
I think another part of that is probably another part is probably that attitude that they have at the HBCUs. Because the first thing I realized from talking with the people at Jackson State compared to a lot of PWIs that I was, applying to school to and doing all that stuff is it was a family. It wasn't, oh, you're just a kid that's trying to come here. It was, oh, hi, how are you? Okay, you say you're going to come play baseball here, how can I help you? How can I help you with this? How can I help you with that? They're always focused on the individual, not just, okay, you're just another random person. That's probably another part of it.
Yeah, that was probably one of the most impressive things kind of going through the process too, because, I mean, he got into some big name schools academic-wise and got some huge scholarship offers from some of these schools. But just like he said, it was like you a number. Like as soon as the people in the honors college got his information, like the lady called us from our house. She's like, baby, I was supposed to call you back today. I got your test scores. We can do everything we can. And even just, dealing with the financial, dealing with the scholarship people, dealing with the honors college people, it's family. Like we got this lady's home phone. We got her cell phone number. We got her office phone number.
Wow.
And she's one of the people that's over the honors college. And she followed up with us last week, like making sure everything was good. We had somebody from the admissions office call us and make sure we were still good and making sure he was signed up for orientation and stuff. So it's more of a family vibe. You're not just a number. You part of the family. That's one of Coach Whiteside's things. He like say if you follow him on social media, he said, you come into grandma's house, like get ready for the cookout and get ready to enjoy yourself. And it's a family. I mean, when you look at like Jackson State's baseball team, they graduate 93% of all their kids graduate. So, I'm looking at a coach who wants to win on the field and off the field. If you're telling me that, you got 30, 40 kids on your baseball team and 93% of them are graduating, right. That's impressive. Yes, I mean, a lot of PWIs can't say that. And it's all about, these HBCUs making sure they're getting the right kid for their program.
Man, you ain't lying. Listen, so Dad, man, tell young Dre, all right, let's, Rodney says, great stuff. If you could, man, for those parents, man, give that message to them, man.
Man, with the social media world, with everything we have now, parents, we have all the tools to get our young men in front of these universities. If you go any, you can look up a coach's email in 5 minutes. Don't be scared to send an email. Reach out to them. Send them, and when you send them an email, make sure it's an email that's going to get somebody's attention. I'm in sales, so if I get, how many emails I get every day from people wanting me to buy a product or wanting me to use their service and stuff. If it's not an email that's going to attract my interest, then I'm gonna click delete and I'm gonna keep rolling. So your email it's got to have something of substance to it. You got access to YouTube. If you're putting stuff together for your kid, make a YouTube video. Like we made a YouTube video of him hitting with his hitting coach Coach JJ on the weekends, and reposting that stuff on social media. I mean, you wouldn't know how many times people hit my inbox and like, yo, like, where is he going? I posted something about his test scores, and I got a coach hit me up like, is his test scores legit? like we're interested.
Right.
Just we have all the tools. Whether you're using a GoPro, whether you're using I went and bought a $700 Canon. Can't say that too loud. My wife ain't at home, but I paid $700 for a Canon camera to start.
But you wasn't lying when you said that perfect game money. You went and bought your camera. You wasn't lying.
Oh yeah, he can tell you legit. Like I wasn't paying perfect game $700 for a showcase. It just wasn't. That went against everything I believed in because kind of like the young man that was on yesterday who said he was a gamer and he wasn't a showcase kid. he's not a showcase kid, but you turn the lights on and you're like, dang, who is that little skinny kid out there at shortstop making them plays? Dang, that kid just stole another base. Or that kid just dove and made a play out in right field from second base. Like, you know, his showcase numbers weren't gonna jump out at you. So, you know, you had to do other stuff to kind of garner some attention. So social media, YouTube, and then just doing your homework, man. Like this show and like all these other recruiting services. Some of them probably just send out just templated emails that probably get deleted as soon as they get to a coach. So, you know, parents, we have the ability to kind of do that and be our own voice for our kids. And, you know, don't nobody love our kids like we do. So, you know, being able to do that, stay patient with the process. I know I probably got frustrated during the process because we looking and we like this kid, like we just played this kid. He going where? SEC? It's like he's going to Wake Forest. Like, you know, so just stay patient with it. It's a marathon, not a sprint, man. Like legit, my son committed in April of his senior year.
During COVID times.
During COVID times. So, you know, a lot of people use that as an excuse. But you also don't burn no bridges along the process. That's A1, number one. All these coaches know each other. So if you burn a bridge with one of them, you might well forget it. That's we found, well, we didn't find that out, but we found out that being tight with a coach that was actively recruiting us, and he was honest. He said, "Yo, I don't have any room for your kid. I want to sign your kid, but I don't have room. Like my middle infield is jammed up because I had to bring back all these seniors from COVID. Like, you know, it wouldn't be a good fit for him. So what can I do to help you?" So if we were jerks to that coach who told us, honest, and told us that, where would we be right now? Because all these coaches know each other. So when you're putting your best foot forward, don't burn no bridges. I mean, like the coach, D3 coach that we were talking to, like he probably
you ain't act like you too big for him, Dad.
Nah, we didn't. I mean, he was a nice guy. I mean, it was 17 hours away from home, but you know, they didn't have what he wanted to major in. So that was a big factor, but we were still nice and respectful during the process with him. But just, you know, just as long as you doing the grind work, you know, it'll all pay off. You can't get distracted. I mean, and you got to know you got to know your limits. Just like the young man said yesterday, you know, if your kid is an LSU talent, then yeah, that's one thing. Then you can go after LSU. But you know, if you send in your stuff to LSU and your kid really isn't a LSU kid or SEC kid, then you kind of doing yourself a disservice and you get mad when they don't call you back. Just knowing your kid, making sure you got the groundwork laid out with the grades, the personal trainers, that kind of stuff. As long as you're doing those things, you'll find a spot. Don't be scared to go to JUCO, and don't be scared to play at a smaller level, because at the end of the day, it's a student athlete. So as long as you leave school with a degree, you know, you're good. And if you get that degree for free, that's even better.
Facts. Listen, man, wealth of knowledge, man. Congratulations to, you know, you, Trey, and Dad, and Mom, and the whole community, man. You know what I'm saying? Because I know they all, you know, coaches, staff, the hitting coach, the trainers, and all of that got a part of this, man. So, you know, listen, the biggest takeaways that I get from, you know, my boy Lawrence and his son Trey's experience was the patience part. You know what I'm saying? Like the patience. He hung in there, and everything worked out. And like a 1B was the reason he got this opportunity. Also, a D1 is those grades. So think about that. Obviously, his talent is there. He can't, you know, he can have all the grades. If he can't play, he can't play. But obviously, the talent is there. You know what I'm saying? So, and the grades open up a door during these tough times. So, listen, I appreciate y'all brothers, you know, joining me today. keep tuning in. And Tuesday, I'll be on Monday, but Tuesday I got my boy.
Yeah, something else you want to say?
Okay, Trey, go ahead, man.
Yeah, I just wanted to say one more thing. Kind of like similar to what my dad said about not burning bridges.
Right.
One thing that I've learned is really big that I did not realize before this year was when you play hard, but respect everybody. And something that I've realized is after 5, 6, 7 of my games, I've had people come up to me and they're like, "Hey, I love the way you play the game. I hope you go somewhere," and even a coach, my dad was talking about the school in Georgia we played. Their coach, we played them twice. The second time we played them, he came up to me and he was like, "You're a real player. If I can do anything to help you get to college, you are a legitimate gamer. You're one of those kids that, you're not going to throw 90, but, I can see you're one of those kids that can play." So I would say that's another big thing that definitely need to harp on with people, with kids.
Listen, man, love to play. It shows. People willing to help. People willing to open doors, man. When you got that enthusiasm, man. So thank you for that, message, Trey. All right. So Tuesday I have Henri Staley, agent to Nazir Nunez, a bunch of young studs coming up and some big leaguers. He'll be on Tuesday to talk about the agent game. We had Lonnie Murray on months back, but we're going to go back, man, and get a young brother out here doing this thing. Henri, I've known since I met him during about the age I was when I was Trey's age. We known each other that long in the showcase type of thing way back in the day before they were really showcases. But that's how long I've known this man. Doing this thing with this agency thing, and I just thought to kind of hear from his side when it comes to evaluating talent and who he brings into his fold and the whole representation aspect of it. So that's coming on Tuesday. We'll try to wrap up and get some coaches over there back on in the rest of the week, man. And hopefully I can get some of the guys that are signing that's in my program on the show, and hopefully they ain't gonna be scared to come on. I appreciate Lawrence and y'all coming on here. It's been real. Trey, man, you made some fans out here, man. Good luck to you, my brother. Stay healthy this summer, man, and I look forward to just kind of following your career. Get you back on here, man. Hopefully you've been balling out there in the fall or in the spring, and Whiteside to give me the scoop on you, see what's going on. He gonna give me the lowdown. I'm gonna ask how my boy Trey doing, man. So make sure you go there ready to go and ball out, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, me and Whiteside got a friendly wager on him gaining some weight before we get there. So
I love it, man. I love it, man. So that's what it's about, man. Congratulations again. So parents, have a great weekend. Y'all be safe out there. 4 p.m. We'll be on Monday, 4 p.m. Eastern, man. Appreciate y'all, brothers. Thank you, Lawrence. Thanks, Trey.
All right.
Thank you.
Take it easy.
All right.